We okay. So we have, I will start again. My name is Margaret, also the president of the GTA. We are so happy, delighted, to have you all here today for this workshop. This is one of our workshop for the year, exploring financial, the entrepreneur, exploring entrepreneur as catalyst, for community development. So want to say thank you for coming. And Mr. TJ, as you are popularly called and known, I have heard so much about you, seen so much of your work around in the community, but it's a pleasure actually seeing your face, well, online, even though live. It's a pleasure to finally see you. And thank you so much for agreeing to be part of today's workshop and being one of our guest speakers. Thank you for being here. I want to also thank our board chair, the able board chair. You're always, always, always very supportive. As much as I know you're busy and everybody's busy and you have your hands full, but anytime it has to do with NCA, you never, renege. You're always there. You're always there. Doesn't matter what time. You say, just give me the time and you'll be there. And you always proving true to your word. I don't know if you can open my heart and see how much I appreciate you, Mr. Boche, Mr. Yostani. I totally appreciate you and thank you, for being part of this work, this journey with us. Thank you so much. And I want to thank Paudo. Paudo also very supportive. We thank you for being here. You traveled and you came and back and then you saw the message and here you are. Thank you for being there. Thank you to the executives, my able vice chair, Mr. Bazwaye, Sumbo, the treasurer, Mr. Gloria is here, our assistant social secretary. We call this one financial because her name is Olaku, meaning financial like a bank. She's the general secretary. Thank you for being here. And Mr. Elijah also, thank you, all of you for being here. And I know as we continue, more people will join us. And like Mr. TJ rightly, mentioned, we are going to record this because, today is Sunday and it's online. People are busy. So we're not going to reprimand anybody for not being able to join us today. But the good thing with technology is that we're going to record this and have it in our gallery or in our platform, and people can always go back and get it and be able to avail themselves of the great information that will be shared today. So thank you all for being here today, and we'll just start right on. So we want to start, because again, of the social secretary is not here, like was mentioned. So I will just do the introduction, and then also I will start with, first of all, with the land acknowledgement. So I will do the land acknowledgement. So land acknowledgement for City of Toronto. We acknowledge the land that we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuits, and Métis. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. African Ancestral Acknowledgement. The City of Toronto acknowledges all treaty peoples, including those who came here as settlers, as migrants, either in this generation or in the generations past. And those of us who came here involuntarily, particularly those brought to these lands as a result of the transatlantic slave trade and slavery. We pay tribute to those ancestors of African origin and descent. That is the land acknowledgement. So I want to stay, again by welcoming everybody today who has joined us for this very important workshop, exploring entrepreneurship as a catalyst for community development. So let's start by defining what an entrepreneur is. I'm not going to take the place of the speakers. I also want to inform that as some of you have seen in the video, the flyer that we had scheduled 3 presenters today for this workshop. Unfortunately, one of the presenters had an emergency and is not going to be able to make it today. So we just have Mr. TJ and Kenny Bazwaye. And since Kenny is also moderating, Kenny is just we're going to give more of the time to our special guest, Mr. TJ. So you're going to have more of the time to pour out all that I know you prepared so much. So we're going to give you more time to pour out all that you have for us today. So I will just again start by saying, okay, let's look at what an entrepreneur is. An entrepreneur from the dictionary, Google Dictionary, is an individual who starts and runs a business with limited resources. This individual is responsible for all the risks and rewards of their business venture. The business idea usually encompasses a new product or service rather than an existing business model. For a community to develop, be it a community where we live, where we come from, or where we belong, businesses or owners which are entrepreneurs have to exist for that community to thrive or develop. When we say exploring entrepreneurship as a catalyst for community development, we're exploring the means through which our community can develop and thrive through entrepreneurship, businesses, and or services. When an entrepreneur succeeds, then the community of his existence also succeeds. In the context of today's workshop, we'll be looking at the entrepreneurs or business within our Nigerian community here in Toronto or the GTA. We have to also explore and patronize them for them to remain in business. By exploring, we mean looking for them where they are, buying from them, and as they say, community circulation of the dollars. What is it that you are looking for? There's always a Nigerian for that, as they say. We have them in our midst: electricians, plumbers, financial advisors, mortgage brokers, bankers, doctors, engineers, IT, nurses, etc. Most importantly, we have a lot of Nigerian restaurant owners or operators, African Nigerian stores that sells literally all that you can think of in regards to African food, African or Nigerian food. So we have them. I know, I've been here for quite some time now. I mean, in Canada here, and we hear all sorts of things about Nigerian business, owners. So some people will say, oh, when you go to them, some people have this stupid, I'm sorry to say, but so negative belief that when you go to patronize your fellow Nigerian, or that you are kind of making that person rich. What is wrong with making that person rich? It's not a competition. You are patronizing somebody that is providing a service or product that you don't have, that you need. So what is wrong with patronizing your fellow Nigerian? I mean, that mentality of taking what the dollars that belong within our community and giving it to other communities. Some of our Nigerians, they actually prefer to patronize people from other communities like Indians, South Asians, Chinese, and all that. And the same thing that you are buying from them, either product or services that you're buying from them, we have somebody, like I said, whatever it is, we have a Nigerian that has that or does that. Why don't we look for? And I know, that it's almost also like a two-edged sword. For the community to thrive, for the community to grow, for our Nigerian community to grow, is not only it's not only about we Nigerians patronizing our Nigerian entrepreneurs or business owners, but also the business owners and entrepreneurs also respecting that that the person that is patronizing them is a customer. And that should be respected, and privacy also. I'm in a community service or program or career where people tell you, oh, if I go to a fellow Nigerian to talk about my problem or to buy something from them or to get a service from them, then they get to know inside of me and then they spread it around the whole community. That is where we also have to address with our entrepreneurs and our business owners that business is business. That business is business, and so when somebody comes to you for a business, the same way you are not going to start circulating the name of the Indian or Pakistan or Chinese person that has patronized you, that, oh, look at their situation or look at their life. The same way you keep, are confidential, the information that they have provided to you. The same way, you should be able to provide that confidentiality to the Nigerian that patronizes. So it's like a two-edged sword. We want Nigerians, our fellow Nigerians, we want to patronize our fellow Nigerians that are entrepreneurs or business owners. But at the same time, we want the business owners and entrepreneurs to also provide that confidentiality, to keep whatever business that we have with them business and private, and not speculating or spreading whatever issues that we come to them to the rest of the community. So there are a lot of Nigerians that are that have businesses that are doing one thing or the other, in trying to survive, trying to keep the dollars within us. But at the same time, we have to work together, because for Nigerian community, I strongly believe that for the Nigerian community, NCA, GTA, or the whole of our community in general, here in Canada and in Toronto, so to thrive and to succeed, we have to patronize them. They cannot do it alone, and they need our patronage, because people from Chinese, the only time you get a Chinese person to come to buy from an African person is either if there's a different level of personal relationship, or they could not get that service from their fellow community member. That's when they come to us. We have to keep trusting and believing that our fellow Nigerians that are entrepreneurs or business owners, that they have what it takes. And sometimes, they are human beings. Don't expect the unexpected or the extraordinary. They're human beings. Yes, so many of them are bound to make mistakes, but we can grow. Just make them to know, inform them about the mistake that they've made, and we grow from there. And there are a lot of them that are out there, trying to make a living, trying to portray us in the good light by presenting a Nigerian-owned business or services. I want to, end by or conclude by saying that we should try as much as possible to patronize them. It's only if there is none that you can think of going out. Let's keep our dollars within the Nigerian community. Thank you so much. That is all from me. Thank you. Mr. Badzai, you can take it over.
Thank you very much. As always, you all heard from our president. As always, she nailed it on the spot. She hit the nail on the spot. Thank you very much for that. I hope you all can hear my voice. On the chat, I am trying to at the same time list the attendance. So if your name is missing there, please just put it on so I can update what we have there. Thank you very much. Without further ado, permit me to introduce one of the major speakers, just like the Madam President have said just now. Mr. T.J. Jaboro used to be and still be NCA member, an official, someone that has worked relentlessly for NCA, somebody that has represented Nigeria as a whole here in Canada, somebody that has put the Nollywood market in Nigeria back to Canadian market, a trailblazer, a community pace setter, an orator, someone that has been interviewed many times in the mainstream media. We have today nobody else. Please join me to welcome Mr. T.J. Jaboro. Thank you, sir. Please, over to you.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. It's just a little bit low, but we can hear you.
Okay, yeah. I'll try to speak up, If I speak, my voice will go up, So thank you so much for inviting me, Madam President. I appreciate everything you're doing, and putting this together is very, very important for our community, I'm a community person, I believe in the community. I believe in giving back to the community. I was a social secretary for NCA twice. It was a very interesting experience. But I always love to come back. When I was informed about this, asked to be part of it, I didn't hesitate. I said, sure, why not? Share the little knowledge that I have. So Um, I wasn't sure what the format was going to be, so I guess it's just me talking, So maybe sometime you just guide me, you know. But I'm just going to first of all introduce myself so that people have an understanding of who I am, what I do, because I'm going to be speaking from my own perspective, and my own experience, you know. And since this listening to you, it was a good thing that you started, Madam President, because it kind of like give me the understanding of what direction we are speaking on, and which is our focus is the Nigerian community. Uh, for me, what I do is more diverse. I always believe in diversity, but I'll try to narrow it down, bring it home. So my name is Isioro Tokumbo Jaboro. People know me more as PJ, easy for people to, I know Nigerians can pronounce our name, but these are Igbo people and it's hard for them to pronounce the name. So just make it easy for them. I'm a filmmaker, I'm a writer, director, producer, president of True State Production and Motion Picture, True State Distribution, Canada, Nigeria. I'm the founder of the Toronto International Nollywood Film Festival, the International Black and Diversity Film Festival, the Black Actors and Film Guild Canada, and we recently had the inaugural Canadian Black Screen Award, which we're going to be having every Black History Month, which is part of the Black Actors and Film Guild Canada. The founder of the Brampton International Nollywood Film Festival, which we are starting in October, because the city of Brampton, they want the Nollywood presence there. They've been a partner of TIM, and they want their own, And there's something coming up in Kitchener next year. I will announce that later. But these are some of the things that I do. So just a bit of background so that people understand what I do. So the question is, how did I get here? I got here being passionate of what I do. You understand me? And part of that passion is to carry people along. I believe in. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. It's a little bit low.
It's low?
Yeah, it's a little bit low. So I'm just wondering if everybody can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let me know if it's still low, but you can hear me. Right?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah. So I like to carry, like I like to carry people along with what I do. I started as a filmmaker, and my first feature was Saving Dreams. First of all, I graduated from the Toronto Film School. Studying film production and film and television. Graduated in 2007. It was challenging for me. It was challenging for me in the sense that I was the only Black guy in my class. Had some tough times, but that didn't discourage me, because I knew what I wanted. And so after I graduated, it took some years before I finally shot my first feature film. And that feature film went ahead, was released in cinemas across Nigeria, was released in cinemas in the UK, and was released on Emirates Airline worldwide, So it had its own success, but not as much as I would want it. You understand me, So I went ahead and I kept doing what I was doing and believing in my passion, believing in my dream, believing in who I want to be. But one thing I along the line I found was that especially when I was casting for that project, we didn't have enough Black actors. We didn't have enough Black actors, and I realized that the reason why we didn't have enough Black actors because there weren't enough structure for Black actors. So that was one of the reasons that got me into doing these things that I do, the festival, and the guild, the Black Artists of Film Guild, where we mentor people and create opportunities for Canadian Black actors and filmmakers here. It has not been easy because people always see the end result, and people want to automatically copy because if TJ is doing it, I can do it too. But the one thing they don't understand that it takes a lot of hard work, it takes a lot of sleepless nights, it takes a lot of sacrificing. It takes a lot of you're gonna have to sacrifice so much, especially when you're an entrepreneur. You're gonna, if you're doing a day job. At some point, I'm full time doing this now, but at some point, initially, I was working driving truck as a truck driver, going across Canada, still come back home, work at night, and all that stuff, so it wasn't easy, but these are some of the sacrifices that you have to be willing to put in if you want to succeed as an entrepreneur in the business that you're trying to nurture. You understand me? So yeah, it took me years, it took me time, it took me sacrifices to put these things together, and I mean, I'm trying to, so doing, I'm more used to question and answer type,
We're enjoying you, sir. Please proceed. We're enjoying your words of knowledge and words of experience.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to be like I'm going off track here, Yeah. So the bottom line here is that you have to, first of all, you have to believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing. As an entrepreneur, you start with an idea. Everything starts with an idea. What is the idea? What idea do you have? You understand me? For business. And what's a passion? You have to, when you have the idea, you have to have the passion. You understand me? To nurture that business for it to grow. You have to identify your target market. Who are you targeting? Who are your target people? You understand me? For me, when I started the festival, the Toronto International Nollywood Film Festival, I just got off a project. I had few money in my pocket. There was no sponsor. There was no nobody to support. I had to go get loan. I had to go get loan to run the festival, the very first edition. I had to get loan because we have to pay for venue. You have to pay for the awards. You have to pay for so many things. You understand me? But I didn't do it alone. I did it with my wife. You understand me? Who has been there with me throughout. And these are some of the sacrifices that we took. You understand me? Because we believe in what we are doing, And as you can see, going from year one, year two, we are now getting to the within, I think after the fourth year, that's when we started getting noticed. We got Telefilm came on board, Ontario Create came on board. We got Charles Financial. Charles Financial is an insurance broker. He's also Nigerian too, and he believed in what we were doing and decided to support. Even during COVID, they supported. You understand me? But we kept believing in what we're doing. We kept pushing, and the thing is that every year we made sure that there is something new that we are introducing, because you have to grow. You understand me? And what is growth? Growth, what is new? What are you adding to what you have? Don't settle. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we kept going. And by the time we got to the fourth, fifth year, I believe, we became a telefilm qualifying film festival. For those who don't know what telefilm is about, it's a big deal. Telefilm is a Canadian government agency that in charge of filmmaking and all that stuff. So they give grants, poetry, and all that stuff, So for you to apply for their grant, you must have had your festival gone through, your film gone through one of their qualifying film festivals. So we have made it possible for a lot of, I know Nigerians, since we are talking about Nigerians, I know Nigerians who have benefited, whose film has gone through my festival, and they have benefited in applying for grants just because of that. You understand me? But these are all the hard work we are talking about. And just last year we said, okay, you know what? We can't have filmmakers coming and coming and coming, and there's nothing. So let's have a market coming. I discussed this with Telefilm. Telefilm said, if you can do this, that will take your festival from where it is to another level. You understand me? But everything boils down with money. Everything boils down. Where do we get it from? But I never let that slow me down. I keep pushing. I keep getting whatever. I keep, even if I have to get loans, I get loans. You understand me? And put it in. And by the end of last year, we found out that our festival, I was thinking that by the time we get to 10 years, we will write to Canadian Screen Award and say, look, this is who we are, introduce ourselves and all that stuff. But little did I know that the 7th year, by December, we found out that the Toronto International Nollywood Film Festival has already been listed on that list as Canadian Qualifying Screen Award, Qualifying Film Festival. And the Canadian Screen Award is the equivalent of the Oscar. So that's the highest recognition that you can get in the film and television here in Canada. And the Toronto International Nollywood Film Festival is on that list. Now the question now is, how I'm a Nigerian. Nollywood is a Nigerian. Yes, the festival is a Canadian festival, registered festival. But how are we benefiting from this as Nigerians? Because I know a lot of because we are diverse, a lot of other races, they benefit well from this. You understand me? The Caribbeans, they benefit well from this. But what I noticed, like Madam President said, instead of coming together and see how can this benefit me, you understand me, to grow my craft or grow my child's craft or grow my sister's craft or my brother's craft or my niece, my nephew craft. You understand me? Because the sacrifice has been made on this thing. We have people trying to branch out and go start their own. No problem. There's nothing wrong with that. Because we need more of the festival. But if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. You understand me? You have to do it right. You have to understand that the first few years, the first 4 years or 5 years, you're going to be spending more of your money. You have to understand that you are doing it for the people. You get what I'm saying? So those are some of the those are some of the challenges and sacrifice that you have to go. But I can tell you, when you put in the work, when you focus, and the good thing about what you do is that you learn every day, every time, every edition we do the festival, we learn. And that's part of the experience that you get. When I started the film festival, I have never run a film festival before, but I kept doing it, and I learned. We make mistakes, we learn from that mistake, we try not to do that again, and you just keep going. You understand me? Now, you're gonna have to figure out, in terms of finance, you're gonna have to figure out, how do I get the finance for this to run my business as an entrepreneur? You're gonna have to spend your own money. Usually, you spend your own money. from the beginning. You understand me? Because if you want to borrow money from somewhere, you want to show that, okay, this is what I'm doing. You have to start something. You have to take it somewhere. You know, I get people come and say, oh, I want to start this. I want to apply for grants, so the government will give me grants so I can start it. The government is not going to take a risk on you if you're not ready to take a risk on yourself. They're not going to take a risk on you. You have to take risk. You have to show what you can do. And then the government they're seeing you. So by the time you apply, they will check your profile and see what you've done. And say, okay, this is the level. This is where you have taken this stuff to. Okay, we can trust you. They will support you. You know. So those are some of the. If there's any question here, Kenny, you can ask. You understand me? That way, I can just in case so that it helps me that way. I'm more of you ask me a question, and I go able to elaborate and answer the question than just going round and round. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. TJ. As always, you have dropped some nuggets already, and I'm sure that our listeners, people that are joining this, definitely we have one or two questions. So if should anybody have any question, please indicate by raising your hand. That way I can at least give the attention to you so that you can ask your question, or better, you can even put it on the message if you have any question. Please indicate by raising of your hand, by your Zoom hand. I'm sure that the president will have one or two questions, or anybody else.
You don't do this. You don't watch me. Watch. Say the watch me.
So if you are not speaking,
No. Just run up and down.
we have to mute ourselves. If you are not, Mr. Benjamin, thank you very much. If you are not speaking, let us remain muted so that we can accord each other respect and we can easily hear each other. So please, whoever have a question, raise up your hand and so we can tackle that. Thank you.
I can start with this question. I know you probably, addressed it or spoke on it while you were doing your presentation, but I know you've been doing what you're doing for a long time, because I've been hearing your voice and seeing all the stuff that you do, though I've not been part of it or have not connected with you one-on-one, but I've seen so much of what you are doing, and your name, is like a household name when it comes to filmmaking and production. So what has kept you grounded? I mean, it's not easy. We all know that it's not easy. Of course, definitely you were not born here. Coming to Canada, you talked about driving truck before, and of course, it takes time to build to where you are. It's not an overnight wonder, and that is the mistake. You mentioned that something like that in your presentation. That is a mistake that a lot of people do. When they come, you've been here for a long time. You've been doing what you're doing for a long time. Somebody that came here 1 year ago, 5 years ago, it doesn't matter how much they have. Sometimes they feel, oh, I have the money, and they see what you're doing. They see how you are how successful you are. They are not looking because they were not there. They don't have the story of the beginning, the struggles, and all the hard work that was put in. They're not seeing that. They're only seeing the glory, as to say, we Christians, we say the glory. You're seeing the glory. You didn't see the work. So when they see that, and they say, oh, I can do it. If he can do it, oh, I can do it. And they go into it without any foundation, without any knowledge, without information of how things are done here. They dive into it, put all their resources into it, and boom, it becomes a failure. And they feel like, oh, this place does not favor Black people or does not favor immigrants. So my question now is, you have been grounded. What has kept you grounded? Because from the beginning, the small beginnings, we know how difficult, I know, it's very difficult to build what you have right now. So how did you keep on? What kept you grounded? What gave you the motivation to keep, those overcoming those challenges, going through those challenges and overcoming them? I'm not talking about where you are right now, because you are in a good place right now. But I'm talking about in those years and days when it was like a struggle. I'm sure you probably will one day say, God, who sent me? Why did I get into this? What am I doing? All those periods. So tell us now, because not only for those of us that are here listening to you, but for the people that will watch this video later, just tell us what kept you grounded, what kept you focused, what kept you pushing, what made you to continue pushing on, that you are here where you are right now.
So much. You just said it, For me, it's passion. I always tell people you have to have the passion. You have to love what you do. You understand me? Then the passion and the vision. You understand? I'm a people's person. I believe in carrying people along, and I get people to tell me, why do you share this? Why do you share your knowledge? Why do you show this person this or show this person that? They're going to compete with you. I don't care. Because I always say, where the idea comes from, there's always more there. You understand me? So if someone steal your idea and go start up what you're doing or compete, then they have to come up with the next thing. Otherwise, they'll be waiting for you so that so they'll be trailing. They'll be always trying to chase you. You understand me? But the most important thing is running your own race. Running your own race. Because if you're running your own race, you go at your own pace, then you have nothing to worry about. Don't worry about what the next person is doing. Don't worry about what the other person is doing. You understand me? Just keep doing what you're doing. You understand the vision. Sometimes, most times, what limits us is the financial power backing. You understand me? Because you see, you want to do something, but there's only so much financial resources that you have to achieve what you want to achieve. But that should not discourage you. Rather, you have to sit back and look at, okay, this is what I have, this is how much I have, but this is what I want to do. How can I achieve the goal, even though not as much as I want it, but yet still ensure that we achieve that same goal? You understand me? To the best of our ability, so you can say, I tried. Instead of giving up, you don't give up. You understand me? And so for me, it has been the passion. It has been a passion for everything that I do. You understand me? If I start something, I just want to keep going. And if I get pulled back, so something is pulling me, I don't feel okay. You understand me? So that is what has been taking me, that gotten me to this stage. And I always tell people, don't settle. When you achieve, what people do is that when they achieve, they settle, they relax, they celebrate, or have arrived. No, there's more to be done. What's the next thing? What's the next challenge? You understand me? You have to understand what you're doing. You have to understand the process. There are no shortcuts. There's a process to everything. When you try to take shortcuts, you lose focus. You don't go far. But when you follow the process, it goes a long way, which is how I got to where I'm at today. You understand me? And even being here, I still feel I'm still far away from where I'm going. You understand me? Because you see, you start stage by stage, just like a child. The child crawls before the child walks and before the child runs. You understand me? The child don't just get up and then run. So when you are at a place, and I advise Nigerians who are either they are filmmakers, they are actors, they are these, and I give them opportunity. I try to position them with whatever connection, whatever links I have. Okay, this this, give reference and all that stuff. But I always tell them, you have to look at where you are. Okay, for example, we have people, actors or actresses who are doing something, they start small, but at some stage, at some point, you have to say, okay, I've done all this skit, I've done all this stuff. Now I have to move on to the next thing. You understand me? And what's the next thing? It's up to you. How far do you want to go? If you want to go, you want to advance from just making those small, small skits to become an actor or an actress, then you have to go acquire that knowledge. Not everybody can pay to go to film school. You understand me? But there are coaching classes. In these days, you have YouTube. You understand me? To educate yourself, to understand method acting, to understand the tricks and trades to it. You understand me? You have to be able to invest in you. If you don't invest in you, then who is going to invest in you? If you don't believe in you, who is going to believe in you? You understand me? People believe in what you give to them that has value. You understand me? What they see from you that has value. So if you don't believe in yourself and you want to, because I see a lot of our people, Nigerians, since we are talking about Nigeria, they settle with the little that they have. You understand me? And they think they've arrived. You have not arrived. You just need to keep working. Another thing again, like I'm glad we're having this talk, and with what I'm doing, Madam President, if, like I said, the platform is there, how can NCA be part of it? How can NCA be part of it to benefit the Nigerian community? Because you see, in as much as I'm doing this, I cannot start going to our community and start knocking each door and then come out, you have to come to the festival. No. You understand me? I can't do that because I have to cater for a whole lot of people, a whole lot of diverse people. I have to be neutral. So the festival is a diverse film. We celebrate diversity through film. That's the motto for things. You understand me? And I can tell you, since we became a Canadian Screen Award qualified, to tell you how powerful that accreditation is for us, we have tripled our number of selections across globally. In Canada, our Canadian submissions have tripled, more than tripled, but we have tripled our number of selections in total globally. You understand me? So we have more films, more this thing coming. You understand me? But this is what I'm saying. You have to believe in your vision. Believe in you. And that's what we did. And that's why we are here today. But how can our people benefit from this? You understand me? When I started, I remember 2017, when I started, was it 2017? When did I go? Yeah, 2017, when I started this festival. Someone told me. Yeah. So when I started, someone told me, they said they had some other festival that quickly started theirs, the same competition, Nigerian festival, and all that stuff. They quickly rushed theirs and all that stuff. But I had like I said, I had a vision and I had a focus, and they said, oh, go and invite all these Nollywood people, because it was in September we initially put it, so that we can bring them from TIFF to our festival, And I told my wife, I said, no, if the festival is about the independent filmmakers and not about the superstars. You understand me? If we make it about the superstars, then we lose focus. What if the superstars don't come next year and you can't afford to bring them the next following year? Then that's it. It's about the individuals, the independent filmmakers. So what I did, instead of going to bring those stars, beg them to come to the festival, I moved the festival away from September during C to end of October that year. You understand me? Because I said we need to have our own identity. By end of October, everybody would have thought they would have forgotten about it waiting for next year. Now it's going to be team. All the focus is going to be team. And that's what we have been doing. And it paid off because we have our own identity. You understand me? And Nigerians should be proud that this is the only film festival, Nigerian Film Festival, and arguably African Film Festival that has achieved the highest accreditation in Canada. And if you look at the list, you know, whether you're looking at Telefilm list, Telefilm Canada list, or you're looking at the Canadian Screen Award qualifying list, you have TIFF, the Toronto International Film Festival, and underneath you have TIFF, the Toronto International Nollywood Film Festival. Any of the lists you look at it, that's how we present. We are presented there, and that is one thing we should be proud of. There are so many at a festival. There are so many opportunities. There are so many opportunities for people, but it's a platform. You understand me? So if you're a financial person, how can we incorporate you as part of the festival to come speak or to come, you know, speak about your product? We can discuss about how we can organize workshops. You understand me? If you are an artist, how can we incorporate you to participate so that you can get more exposure? If we have the same fashion, you understand me? You know, so these are the kind of things that we do to support the community, and the community, the Nigerian community, needs to take advantage of this. It's not about looking at it, okay, he has done it, I'm going to do my own. It's going to take you 8 years, 7 years or 8 years to get to where I'm at. If you understand me, that's how long it took me. I didn't wake up overnight and got there. So if you're ready to sacrifice all those time, when I started, I wasn't wearing glasses. Today, I'm using glasses, different glasses. I changed my glasses. You know, so there's a lot of work that has to be done, but you must have a passion, you must understand the vision, and you must be willing to put in the work for you to achieve in whatever you do.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that thorough explanation. And I'm positive that I see our president nodding her head. I'm positive that she's thrilled with Ruth's elaborate explanation. I know that some of us may have 1 or 2 questions. Please, we're still doing question and answer. I myself will be speaking soon, but it is important that since we have one of the experts in our midst now, to ask him any questions based on the presentation we're privileged to hear just now. Does anybody have any questions before we proceed? From what I gathered from what he says, correct me if I'm wrong, spoke about his experience, his passion, and he was able to tie it to our community and our larger community, even our host country as Canada as a whole. He was able to like listen to others. If I hear him correctly, he listened to others' feedback, and he said, "No, this feedback is good, but we're not going to be able to do it that way. This is for new independent producers that are independent movie makers. That's our target." You can tell that he still listening, but his mission and his vision was still steady. You know, so one thing that I learned from that is do not despise anybody that wants to share with you. Listen, and then marry it with your mission and vision. See if that's what you want. But remember, he didn't only just listen and reply, that he did something that I thought was crucial. He moved to the event. So you see, if the mountain cannot come to the Mohammed came to the mountain. And I think that's very strategic.
Yeah,
Anything
you have to
you're
be
doing,
strategic. Yeah.
that is very, very, very strategic. And that lead you gesture can change a lot of things. It can change a lot of things. But I have a question for you. You came from getting loan, borrowing money to do the first edition, to being self-sufficient. What did you do? What did you learn in that process? And how did you manage to get to that self-sufficiency?
Like I said, like I said, it's all about it's a marathon. You understand me? You have to understand that what you're doing, the result will not come in a year, 2 years, 3 years, or sometimes even 4 years. You understand me? But you have to be willing. It's all calculated. I know when I borrow this money, I know how when I can pay it back, and you understand me. You get what I'm saying? So all calculate. You have to calculate what you're doing. In anything you do, you have to calculate. You understand me? So that's what I did. I knew I needed the money. I needed to do this. I explained to my wife, we have to do this. It's going to be tough, a few years, but trust me, it will get better. You understand me? But what we have built is a legacy that will remain for a lifetime. You understand me? So we have to put in the sacrifice, and we did that. And not just that one year. We borrow money almost every year. you understand me? It's not just 1 year. As you grow, you need more money. Even this year, I have to borrow money too. Like I said, in February, we had the inaugural edition of the Canadian Black Screen Award, which is part of the Black Actors of Film Guild Canada. Now the thing is this: I almost canceled that program, that event. You understand me? Because I also do this Being Black in Canada, a Netflix sponsored project owned by the owner of the Toronto Black Film Festival, Fabian. And I produced 15 films for them. So that was taking so much of my time. So I almost canceled it, but then my team said, my wife said, don't cancel. So we did it. So, but I had to spend my own personal funds.
But that's not another
You're hearing you, Kenny.
Kenny? Kenny?
I'm
Okay.
so sorry, my bad.
Go ahead.
So I had to spend my own personal fund just to fund that event for our community. You understand me? And guess what? Our community, our people didn't show up. You understand me? Our people didn't show up. Only a handful came. It was mostly the Caribbean and co. It was the reason why we did. You see, when we have teams was more diverse. It's a diverse film festival. I felt that we lost focus on our Black people. So that's why we started the International Black and Diversity Film Festival, which is achieving the goal. But then I said there are local people, there are local filmmakers, because this festival is competing with international actors and filmmakers and all that. You understand me? I said we need to reach the local actors, the local artists, the local dancers, and all that stuff. So we decided to start this Canadian Black Screen Award. And then we nominate people who are doing amazing job within the community. You understand me? And we made this event free. But I looked around and I didn't see much of our own people who are also members of the guild, the group that we found. We have the WhatsApp group. They didn't show up. You understand me? Now, how can we grow our craft? So many people want to be actors. You see them, they're doing all this here, doing all this structured film here and all that stuff. How can you go beyond what you're doing? How can you go beyond your circle if you don't take the opportunity to come in places where you have international filmmakers, actors, so that you can grow your craft, you can grow your network? This is the purpose of why I am doing this, because I understand the importance of this. You understand? So these are the kind of things, So maybe with NCA, under the Madam President, your leadership, you will let our people see the benefit of these things. We have to grow our craft. There are many opportunities within these organizations. You understand me? That can benefit us. Whether you are a talent as an actor, or you're a filmmaker, or you're a financial person, there are different opportunities there, media people, whatnot. But you have to
Thank you.
have to show yourself. Sure.
I just want to, Ken, if you don't mind, I just want to say this because another thing is this. I know for Mr. TJ, you're already known person, but at the same time, I mean, just responding to the no-show from our people, during the event that you are talking about. The thing is that a lot of people don't feel comfortable, attending to something that is posted just generally. Apart, I mean, different from something like this is a workshop that can be posted that anybody, anywhere, from anywhere can join. But because the events that you talk about, because I do see your posting when you post these things in the different WhatsApp groups, I do see them. But the thing is that most people don't, especially our people, they don't like, except something that they have a special interest on. Otherwise, they wanted that one-on-one connection. People are craving and looking for respect. Maybe just for their ego or whatever, let's feed them what they're looking for. That's why if it's an individual event that you are doing, I will say yours is an individual, even though it's supposed to be beneficial to everybody, but it's your baby, it's your business. So two things that we can do. You can, apart from you posting it, you can look for somebody that, like somebody like I will use the word go-getter, somebody that people know that when that kind of person calls, people answer. You can use that individual also to promote it. And then the second option is to look for people, look for key people in different places to connect with them one-on-one. Because there are people that when you connect with them one-on-one, and they promise they will come. When they are coming, they're not coming in on their own. They're coming maybe with 2 or 3 people. We have people like that in our community. And this is how our community works when it comes to attending events or, being part of an event. They want you to connect with them one-on-one, kind of showing like you respect them, that you are the one inviting them directly. And then the other part is looking for somebody that pulls crowd and use that person, to bring others. Because people can just look at it on the WhatsApp, group, and they look at it and pass. And they won't give much thought to it. But if it's in their face and they have somebody that has connected, like I always, whenever I do something or I say something, I also say from my own perspective and my own example. Like for me, I plan and I try as much as possible, 98, let me not say 100, 98% of the times, I always attend an event that I'm personally invited. That especially when somebody is doing something, I always have this slogan that if somebody wants to do a party or have an event, and you took the time to respect and call me to invite me, I will respect you by honoring, except I have a clash of that day, I will respect. So I think most of our Nigerians, that is really the reason. So maybe going forward, when you have an event, try to reach out to people. And then I have a follow-up question to the one I asked before. You've told us how tenacious you have been, how hardworking, and how you've gotten to where you are now. I want to say, ask, do you have opportunity for mentorship? Like, why I'm asking this question is like, if you have room or you have part of your program, you have activity when in the area of mentoring, the younger ones or anybody that is interested in the film industry. If that is, let me know if that is yes or no. If that is yes, then we can, later we can connect and see how we can make that. You've been a part of NCA, you've been, like you said, social secretary, I believe, twice. So you know how it is. So we can connect with you and see how we can collaborate. Your production company and NCA, how we can collaborate to have that mentoring, program as part of our program, mentoring under the film industry. And that could be the first step towards other areas of mentorship that we may be having. So, I mean, we can, if that is something that is a possibility, then we can talk about it later.
Okay, so thank you so much. Let me first address that. I understand what you're saying. You understand me, but you see, the thing with what I do, you see, my film is different. If it's film, it's a different ballgame. But when it comes to the festival is a not-for-profit organization, and like I said, it's diverse. You understand me? It's not like I'm coming to look for the Nigerian people to say, okay, I need you to come fill the state. We always get filled up. You get what I'm saying? You know, but what I'm saying is that we need to take ourselves away from that mentality of we are waiting for us to be invited in personally to attend. You understand me? Because I have to deal with so many workloads. You understand me? You know, then I have to deal with communicating with so many people, diverse people, filmmakers in Canada, filmmakers from the US, filmmakers from around the world. Try to make sure everything is set, then put the program together. Then this thing takes months. For example, to do the festival thing, it takes me a minimum of 3 months, minimum, to put the festival together. You understand me? And this is me not resting, not having time. So there is no time for me to look for individual people to say Nigerians to say, okay, please come. Not because I don't want to do it. I would love to. You understand me? So the reason why I put those things there is that, okay, whoever is interested, you know, they can participate. I get you can be surprised. I get people reaching out to me personally. Oh, I am interested in acting. Oh, my daughter is interested in acting, but yet, and you put this information, they don't show up. You understand me? They're waiting for me to call their name. I don't even have time to call my cousin, my uncle. That is why I send it the same way I post. I post broadcast it, uncle. If you see it, if you want to come, you come. You understand me? You know? So those are the things. We need to take our mentality away from waiting, because the Caribbeans, they don't wait. They go and grab the opportunity. We are talented people, Nigerians. We are very talented people. If we get into something, we consume, we take charge. You understand me? So let's do that. Then in regards to the workshop, yes, we do have workshops. You understand me? You know? But the thing is that they don't show up. You know, but I think with what you're saying now, it's a good step. We can discuss and see how we can, through NCA leadership, can get our people to take part of this benefit from these things. You understand me? Like for example now, this being Black in Canada that I said I'm doing doing the producing for this organization, the Next Week Sponsor Project. Since I joined, they have given more opportunities to Nigerian young filmmakers, just because they want to please me. Last year we had like 4 or 5 Nigerian filmmakers in Toronto and Ottawa that they gave opportunity to. This year they've done the same thing. You get what I'm saying? Just because I am there. You know, so I am doing my own, and these people, I don't know them. One of them, I asked her to join to register the course up to improve her skill set. You understand me? She got it. You know, so I do my own part from where I can, but we need to show. We need to. And Madam President, if you can do that, talk to our people. Don't sit down and wait. Nobody's waiting for you.
Thank you.
Will not be waiting.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. TJ. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Do we have any other follow-up questions? Because of time, we are trying to accelerate a little bit at this point. Madam President.
Sorry, Madam President, I'm inviting you to Tim so that you can come see. Maybe when you see that you understand what I'm talking about. So it is a special invitation.
Thank you.
Send me the information. I will definitely be there. Thank you.
I will discuss with Kenny and
okay.
Thank you very much. At this point, I kind of look like I'm wearing double hats. So maybe let me introduce myself. I don't really know, but whichever way you want it, I can do the same. So I'm actually scheduled to be also speaking on this day, and I'm at the same time deputizing for the social secretary. So before I start, I want to quickly say something here. Madam President, I know it's a privilege you've given me. Thank you for trusting me and allowing me to work under you, your leadership. Thank you very much. Thank you for the new height that you are willing and working to take NTA to. I don't think that me or the executive that are working with us take this for granted. Thank you for your leadership. Having said that, my name is Kenny Bazwai. Some people call me serial entrepreneur. I own two businesses, and one is just a baby that I was just starting right now. I'm also a community person. Some people are familiar with my faces here. I've been around. As a matter of fact, some people are asking when am I going to leave the community, and I'm not leaving. So we are here. We did here. So guys, I am also currently serving as under Madam President as the Vice President of the Nigeria Canadian Association. We're gonna do some things here before I start talking. I want us to unmute ourselves. I want to ask a few questions here in this room. How many of you, how many of us are currently in business here? And I know that we are all a community, so I'm not even going to ask, are we a community or not? We know that community. But the topic today, we're talking about community as a business entrepreneur, as a catalyst to community building. So now we are the community, now we're here. How many of us here now have currently existing business? Please feel free to speak up, raise up your hand, turn on your mic. Let's start from there before we go. Okay, Sister Gloria, please tell us, what's your business? How long have you been in business? And if you can talk from where you are. If not, that's fine. I know you posted something that you've been in a busy environment.
Okay, let me just talk briefly because I'm on the road.
Yeah.
So I actually have a business with I have 3 daughters, and we have a business where we do hair. We do hair, and we do makeup. We do anything facials for women. So I can say I've been in this business since the COVID, about 4 years now. And
Beautiful.
it's a side hustle, but I thank God it's been sustaining us.
Thank you. Can I ask you, why did you decide to take that business? Why did you choose that? Why did you not decide to sell NK, Guinness? Why did you choose that route?
Okay, I chose that route out of my own personal need because I had 3 daughters that I kept spending money to do things for. And we kind of learned how to do these things on our own. And when we go out, everyone wants to know where we did it. And we start doing for people.
So you saw a market. You saw a niche.
Exactly.
Thank you. Excellent. Thank you. You can put down your hand. Sister Sumbo, I believe this is my able money woman. Sister Sumbo, please tell us a little bit about your business and why did you start it?
Hi, everybody. My name is Sumbo, and I'm new to the shipping and freighting business. And I'll just go straight to the point. I actually started also my business because of a need. And I look at it at the same time that I could provide solutions to other people's needs. And so I ventured into it. And to be sincere, it has become a big business now in Canada. Like there's room for there's room for improvement, and the most interesting thing is also it's not only the business growing, the industry is also growing. So which is also a good one. So it's all boils down to a need and finding a solution to a need. Thank you.
I don't have a follow-up question on you nail it. Now, please, we can bring out our hand. I want to ask a different question. How many of us in this very community here right now are about to or thinking of starting a business? Please raise up your hand. Brother Sumba. Oh, TJ, you rose your hand. You we all know. Okay, please, TJ. I didn't see your hand. Go ahead, my brother. I'm so sorry.
Just want to add to what to about speakers, One of them says she does hair business with her teeth, You understand me? And the other one, I believe she said she does shipping, right? Shipping stuff and all that stuff. But these are the kind of things we're talking about. Like, for example, the hair business. When you attend events like this festival, it's not just about events, it's about connection, it's about making networking. You understand me? You get to meet filmmakers, you get to meet makeup artists, you understand me, hair and makeup artists. You can grow your business, your craft, from just making hair for party and wedding and all that to branch into film. And when there are projects and you get training, you volunteer, and you find that instead of going to school, you get hands-on training and you get those credits, and that helps you to get into the union. And then while you're doing your normal hair business and all that stuff, you can also get calls. Oh, we have this big project coming up. We need hair and makeup. It's all about the price. You understand me? And you get this thing, so you can advance and advance your career through that. You understand me? So there's something for everybody. Now, the lady doing shipping, filmmakers want to ship, like we ship awards, trophies for filmmakers that don't come. A lot of them to different places. You get what I'm saying? So these kind of things, and again, you can even promote your work, your business. You understand me? As a festival, because we reach a lot of large audience. I'm sure you're Nigerian and your audience, you ship to Nigeria and back here. A lot of Nigerians follow things. You understand me? So they will know about your stuff. Nigerians here will know about your stuff, your business. You understand? And you expand. So there's opportunity for us. But when we are quiet and sitting down waiting, we lose those opportunities.
Thank you. Now, let me ask, any of us here are looking to start a new business? I will be doing my presentation. It's going to be very short, but I need this background knowledge. So, any of us here are willing to start a new business, like thinking of it, have been thinking, have not been able, or have a date already, or just started? All right, Madam Sumbo, your hand is still up. If it's the old one, then drop it. If it's a new one, please feel free to speak.
It's a new one, actually. And to be sincere with you, I am looking to start a new business. And the reason why I'm saying that is this: when you're in a business and you're experiencing growth, you also need to start looking for ways to diversify, to get more business going for you, because that's the only way. Maybe sometimes you have to sustain yourself through other businesses, and you have to also manage and see what is going on within your community, and you need to look at other needs that you can find solutions to. So yes, I am looking for business. I'm also looking for people that can partner with me. If you find any new business, please contact me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to connect with you after this, so we'll talk about your initiative and see if it's something along the line that I can tag with, and then we can roll with that. Thank you very much. Now, I don't see any other hands up. Anybody's working here, you work for somebody, you work for a company, you work for government, or you just work, like you don't have your own business. You get paid every month, or you get paid every 2 weeks, or every week, as the case may be.
Yeah, I actually do have a business that is on the side, but it's not. I'm not putting 100% into that business. I just take it one at a time. Like I have a full-time job, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 job as a registered social worker, and I do also do immigration consultant business. That is my side also, because I read also immigration consultancy program. So I do that, but not on a full force. I just take it on a piecemeal, because that is what I will go into that in full force when I retire from my social work practice. So that I'm not into it full time or full force. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, I want to explain why I was doing these fact findings. My other question that I will be asking before I explain, how many of us know, you know what, let's turn it around. Let's flip it around. So we are a complete community here now. We have the communities with us. We have some people that work already. Some people are hoping to have a business. Some people already have a business. Some people have a business alongside in case of a rainy day, which is a very good one. So today's topic, what we are discussing is entrepreneurship as development, catalyst to community development and improvement, ETC. You can twist it the way you want it. So I want to break it down to different. I have a couple of slides that I may show as the need arise. But before I break it down, the question we want to first of all ask is, what is a community? Who is a community? Because we are talking about community today. We're talking about entrepreneurship, a community. So community, you think of it like it's a community. Entrepreneurship, they don't really connect. Hi team, what's community? So Statistics Canada, the year 2020 says that small businesses such as serial entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs actually are 97.9% in contribute to Canadian economy, as high as 97.9. Let's call it 98% of all the businesses you see in Canada are small businesses. And who are the owners of those small businesses? Are entrepreneurs like me and you. So I would like to start. I'm going to share some screen here as the spirit lead. No, so that talk. I'll share some screen and let me know if you see my screen. Please, can you see my screen? Are you all seeing my screen?
Yes, yes.
So what is a community? It's just a group of us, group of people that share the same interests, have the same values. What is the interest we're talking about here? I guess like Mr. TJ said, many of us are Nigerians here. One, common interest. Two, common interests, as you can tell from the question I was asking. Many of us are in business, are willing to be in business, are a community leader, community person. Some of us are even having a business by deciding in case of our pension, when we are pensioning. That's the kind of community. They are digital community, they are physical community, and they are business community. So we happens to be one community that cut across these three different kind of community. So we are the right people in the right place at the right time. So now it makes sense. It makes sense that, yes, this is the community. But how do we now, in a nutshell, tie it into entrepreneurship? How do we tie it into growing the community? How do we tie into values? How do we tie it to all the stuff? Yes, we can tie it into other stuff because first of all, you want to look into what is entrepreneur. So when you look in detail into entrepreneur, you will understand that something is about to happen. For this word to function, something has to happen. You drive a car, somebody create that car. The person that created that car had the idea, had the company, then rented the place from the builder or who owns the house. Then after a while, they get people to work for him, then get passed. It starts trickling down. The people that are going to be working in that factory are not spirits. The people that are going to be benefiting, driving that car, if we are using that as an example today, are not spirits. They are going to be people from that community, people from that environment, people from that belief, people from that ideology. So you now know that entrepreneurship and community is a parallel line that cannot be separated. Entrepreneurship is the engine, is the machine. I said just now that 97.9% of small business are the small business that is running Canadian economy based on 2020 statistics. So you understand that entrepreneurship is the catalyst, is the way. When we talk about ways, I just mentioned about services, about productions and stuff that we do. Now, servicing can be defined in many areas, many areas. And the word servicing, is derived from the word serve. So now, if I decide to create a service, just like Madam Sumbo, my sister there, create a service, and my brother eloquently said that even movie makers and people that does event, they still ship award. So you see, we all cross each other at some point. So if I create a service in my head, my sister Gloria said she created a market because she saw a niche. In her head, she saw a niche, she can do it, but she's solving problem. While she's solving problem, she have created the services, meaning she's serving somebody, and there is a need. Once there is a need and you are fulfilling that need, you are servicing. You are now a catalyst. You are creating a catalyst when it comes to the community. Because guess what? The community people, as you can see in this video, in this picture here right now, will come. The community people is the one you are going to ship their car, you're going to ship their food, you're going to give award, you're going to shoot movie, you're going to do as cast, you're going to do everything. The same community people are divided into two places. What are the two places? Consuming and service. Consumption and service. So, you want to, for example, I personally, one of my products is about, we shoot videos, movies, and we also do live coverages. So now what happened? 80% of my clients are Nigerians. Yes, I can argue that the other 20% that are not Nigerians pay heavier than that. But guess what? If my community, I didn't have that 80%, if I didn't have that 80%, I would not have anything in my portfolio to show that 20% that is paying me higher. So they are equally needed. So my 80% is big, but they are the foundation that I created the portfolio for me to present to that 20% that give me the high number, high paying client, and so on. So you now look at volume versus quantity. So what I'm trying to drive out here with this explanation is, once you create a service as a business, what you do next is you are servicing people. Now I'm going to pause a little bit now while we're looking at this screen. Some of us said they have a job, and I'm very happy. For me, based on our research, we have not seen any millionaire, trillionaire, pace setter, someone that owns a lot of things, that is making a lot of things happen, that has a job. They have an income, but they don't have a job. Because the true speaking, that's why I asked the question from the beginning: how many people want to be in business? People are already in business. Because when you have a job, the definition to me is just overbroke. So a job to me is just overbroke, because you are trading your time for money. I'm going to give you 80 hours. I'm on the meeting. Please, can you excuse me, son? Thank you. You're trading 8 hours of your time for money. So let's say you are getting paid $20 per hour. At the end of the day, you are going to get $160 at the end of 8 hours. Think of it. Think of it. If I hire you to give you $80, $160 per day, do you think I make $160? I don't. So what I'm driving at is, let's prepare our mind to understand that the only thing that is going to help this community, that is already helping the community and elevate this community to the next level, is thinking how to be an entrepreneur as a catalyst to community building. That's when you can solve problems like shipping to Nigeria. When I want to ship, I'll call my sister. When I want to shoot a movie, I'll call my brother. The only time I spend money out of my community is when I go to McDonald's, and I really don't eat McDonald's a lot, or LCBO. But if we have LCBO that is owned in my community, I bet you that dollar will go to that community person's hands. Because by statistics, the dollar has to circulate in our community 7 times for it to make an impact. So I take the money as a Nigerian, I give it to another Nigeria, that Nigeria gives to another Nigeria 7 times for it to even make an impact. So entrepreneurship is an engine. If the Canadian government can say that they run the economy of the Canada 97.9%, so it's something that no one can shy away from. We need that entrepreneurship as a catalyst to our community building. When you are successful, you can impart other people in a successful manner. When you are not successful, I cannot give you what I don't have. I explained this already. What is a job? When you trade your time, trade your skills, and you get paid. And I also said, I will not, I take responsibility, but I'm going to say that my definition of job is still remain the same, just over broke. Statistically speaking, look at everybody that has a job. They make money, they buy a house, they buy a car, they're an average person, that's about it. They pay their salary, they receive it, they pay the mortgage, they pay the car loan, they pay the insurance, they wait. Most time, the last week of the month, before the salary comes in, they already broke again. Why? Because it is just over broke. Are you guys still seeing my screen? I'm not sure what happened. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
So for me, for us, we must understand that the catalyst to our growth, the catalyst to community building is entrepreneurship. It's entrepreneurship. It's us being able to provide services, get products that our community need, that we cannot go out and outsource. So, and I want to break down, this is the crucial part of today's presentation. I want us to understand this. So now, statistically speaking, more than 60% of small businesses that launch, even though they are 97.9% holding the Canadian economy down, more than 60% of the small businesses that are opening every year close down. So I think, and I thought, it's imperative we slide this in, how to identify these things. There's what we call overhead, the cost of running a business. I'm going to quickly say an example. Just before COVID, I spoke to the board of director of one of my businesses. I said, I think we're in a comfortable environment now. Let us expand. They all went, they thought of it, and so on. I was really willing to expand. I didn't know COVID was coming. But when we now started exploiting what it would cost the organization to expand, I realized, the economical activities that I have, my overhead, my production, and everything, if I say they move past within I feed do. So I say, you know what? Let's paint one of the room a green room. Let's not expand, let's not move, let's paint one of the room a green room. Let's work with what we have for now. And then when we are able to, so you must think 3 times ahead. If your overhead is $30, you must make $90 consistently. You must see the track record for at least 9 months, and you are making $90 consistently every month. Then you can make a leap of progress. Because you know that $60 is the overhead, $30 for profits, $30 for any business adventure. What is business adventure? Somebody will tell you, I have something that's just popping up in Australia. I need to put money in, and it's in your industry, and it's cheaper, and it's affordable, and something you can jump on. And you don't have that money. You are losing out of the industry. You're losing out of the industry. So you don't get that. So you need to calculate times 3. I'm making $30 now. If I have to make any move, I have to make a $10 move. So guess what happened? COVID came. If we had moved, increased our overhead, COVID came, money was not coming in. My company, that business would have been a history now because we could not cope. So while we are in the quest of trying to create small business, so I'm saying it is beautiful, I just thought I should explain this to us, what it really takes. My brother there is talking about the movie, the organization, the non-for-profit. That's the face. Behind the scene, if only he can explain to you what he needed to do to make you see those beautiful stuff on the front line. So there's marketing, there is sales, there's HR, there's product, there's potential. You have to identify some potential businesses, potential client, potential staff. The worst part of all, you have to identify potential quality. So this person can be my manager. Now, if you hire somebody and make it a manager and does not fit in the role of a manager, your business is going to suffer. So you must understand that to create entrepreneurship, to create businesses and a catalyst or community building, there are so many decisions you need to make with you, within yourself as a body, to make sure that these things roll in sequence. And the word sequence is very important because, as you can see here, you will see that all the stuff, some of the stuff that may be applicable to this meeting, some may not be applicable, but basically you understand it. Now, in my own, when I speak to my staff, I tell them something. When I tell my staff, I am proud of you, most times they are very excited. One day, I pulled them aside and I told them my definition of pride. My definition of pride is personal responsibility in daily endeavor. So if I am proud of you, I need you to understand that because you have met the criteria of personal responsibility in your very daily endeavor. So what's your endeavor? You have decided to trade your 8 hours with me with my dollar. You give me your 8 hours, I'll give you my dollar. You must meet the requirement for that 8 hours part. Then I'm proud of you. I don't care if your wife, you are beating your wife is not beating you. It's not in my spectrums. I'm not interested in that. That's why they say business people are cold. It would be extra nice if I come to you and say, hello, you're good family. But that good family is actually because you are doing a good job. If you're not doing a good job at work, I won't even show up. So being proud is good, but you must understand it's personal responsibility in your daily endeavor that you have met that will now allow somebody like me to say, I am proud of you. So we're going to talk about some, when it comes to the impact. I put together about 7 stuff. Things you see when we do these things right. TJ here is somebody I have known, and I know that there are many Nigerians working with you. My sister here, Sumbo, I've not physically been to her place, but I'm positive that there's 1 or 2, 3 Nigerians that is working with her, being directly or as a third party. That's the true definition of entrepreneurship, being a catalyst to community growth. But within that spectrums, these are some of the things. When you are able to hit this target, the first thing you start seeing in our community is you reduce social isolation. And I can break it down what I mean by social isolation. So let's say there's what we call, when we're growing up, inferiority complex. And nobody tell you, not only you go tell you, say you go sit for corner. As you don't enter the room, only you go to the corner. Why? Because if you say you don't fit there front, you not qualify. But if I enter the room, I see Madam President, I see TJ, they speak for front. Now my guy, in the talk, he will put everybody in the hill now. That morale, that representation, go there, I'll go sit down for front, and we there here. That's my person speaking. That's my brother speaking. That is my person. And you know, we celebrate success a lot. We shy away from failures. Even though many times, like my brother said, nobody want to be in the process. But they want to celebrate that. We are accustomed to that by now. So we don't want to nag or cry about that. Because being a leader is like you cannot be a hero without a history. So social isolation, it's one thing that is affecting our people today. That's why we see that most time the blind is leading the blind, because information is power. We don't have access to meetings. We don't have access to different rooms. We don't have access to so many things. Therefore, we are not baked to the degree we would have liked to be baked. So we're talking about health. Improve health. So what is health? Health is wealth. To be honest, most of the illness that some of us have is because there's no money or no money day. No money day. We know where our friends are, we can't go there. We know what is going on. We can't afford it. Some of us lost our parents. We can't even travel home. No money. Health is wealth. Any man, money is power. The Bible says for those that are Christians, that money is a defense. Defense against what will be the question? Health, responsibility, dignity, etc. So when you have entrepreneurship, when it's a catalyst to the community building, what you are introducing a lifestyle, you are introducing a pattern, you are introducing where you now have health insurance. You say, okay, Mr. John, work for me. I am insuring Mr. John and his 3 children. If anything happened to Mr. John, my company insurance will take care of them. Now, when anything that happened, now nobody is now creating WhatsApp group in the community for donate money. You have eradicated that right there. So when we talk about employment, I made sure that in my other speech just now, our people like my brother there, Sumbo, Sister Gloria, actually Sister Gloria employing your own Pekin. When I employ you or you employ me, you have eradicated some level of hunger in my home. And hunger is the key thing to many, many colossal damage. So what is the catalyst? Being able to provide employment to the community. Because you decided to wake up and say, you know what, I want to start making painting and I need 4 people to help me paint it. And I want to go to Nigeria Canadian Association and employ those 4 people. Now, I'm going to say this, number 4. A lot of people are going to be, some people may not agree with what I'm going to say. And at the end, please take note. You can ask questions. Last 2 months, I was invited by the Rotary Club of Brampton. I think they have 2 clubs. One of them invited me to be a member. And they actually asked me to make a speech and present myself, blah, blah, their normal process. I'll post that story there. Better access. My question to them after I made my presentation is, can everybody introduce themselves? Who is here? This one said, in the work for, in the judge. The other one said he's a police officer. The other one, they all mentioned themselves. Right there. My mind, inside my mind, as a businessman, if I become a member, I have access to this person. I have access to this office. I have access to this individual. I have access to basic service. I have access to this. What do I mean by access? If everybody is doing stuff and I am calling Mr. TJ, now me, Kenny Bazwai, I beg, that's what you just do. I want me to run out for me. I say, no problem now. Usually you fill the application letter. Before we even fill the application, it's already approved. Because your homeboy, your guy, don't give you access, back access, accessibility to basic things. I got a call the other day and the person had an issue with his document in Ottawa. I said, Madam President, if you step in, this guy have a problem, access. Better access. And the word better there is strategic. Everybody have access. It's just a question of who has the better one. That's why you see some people, a judge will fax a letter to another court on Sunday when the court is closed. Better access. Or you can call it positioning. Because when preparation means position, the sky, my people, will be your limit. No one can stop you. Now, when you talk about number 5, you think, what does that got to do here? Education is power. There are things we do when we're not educated, and you can break education to various levels. There is moral, general, generic, social. There are different kinds of education. Think of the education we get from this part of the world, and think of the when you go back to Nigeria, the way you feel like, what the hell? Why this guy throw this dustbin for grant? Why this guy do this? When you are entrepreneur and when you believe in entrepreneurship being a catalyst to community development, What you do once you hire, you train. When you train, remember, knowledge has its own symptom. When it opens your brain, your horizon, you start assimilating other stuff that you are not even prepared for. It's just like when you're out of school for many years, it's hard to start reading. But when you are reading, it's easy to continue reading. So we will be more sensitive to informations such as environmental, be aware of our environment, knowing that it's climate change, knowing that maybe it's not a climate change. When you start reading, because someone has hired you, put you in a position to challenge your mental capacity to be able to scale your ideology to a different level. So it's important that we must understand that the engine of this community is entrepreneurship. And without that, we can't go nowhere. We cannot go nowhere, because what is going to happen is that, as I said from the beginning, it's meticulously planned the way I'm breaking it down one after the other. You and I know that for me to give you $100 or $50 per hour, I must make $600. So the bulk of the money is in my own community. And I said before, money must change hands 7 times in your community before you start making any impact. So we must at all costs make sure that we are enabling greater community. We must understand where to put our money. I'll throw some light on so many areas. I'll digress a little bit. There are people in our community, somebody like TJ and the rest, that where you go and meet and say, I'm doing this, you'll be like, I will support you. I will do this. I'll support you. Sometimes I don't have money, but I'll support you with this. Sometimes I have money, I'll support this. I know Madam Sumbo. Many times with NCA, she has advertised on our programs. Even though she's a member, she'll be like, I'll put this money to put my thing there. Me, as she's talking, I know that it's not because she's a millionaire. It's because she wants to support. But before she could support, she was enabled. She enabled herself. She positioned herself to be able to impart others. So when you are enabled, you can now impart. You can only give what you have. You can only give what you have. This last one, number 7, I'm just rushing it because time is really heavily spent. Number 7, I want to put Mr. TJ in the center of this. Mr. TJ, you said you even recommend somebody. Say, come and register. Come join. You know why she came in? You were her pride. She looked unto you. She saw that you are my pride. And she know that you, whether you agree or not, you were a mentor. On the other side, the people that took her in also saw your what? They saw that if Mr. TJ recommend this person must be good. So now you are fostering greater community pride. And you are empowering the community one at a time. One at a time. So what we must do, what we must understand from the A to Z, from the beginning to the end, is the end product of all this that we're doing is to create community pride. Greater community pride. What is community pride? People say, oh, the first minister of was it Charles Madu? Forgot his first office. I think it was the minister for I forgot, is in Abata. He was the first person. Or let's take Ahmed Hussein. Ahmed Hussein was not born in Canada, became the Minister of Immigration. The people will gladly say, even if they have never seen him before. Now, my brother be that. You know I'm Somalian? He's a Somalian too. They will start telling you his story that he himself don't even know about himself. That is the pride. Personal responsibility in daily endeavor. Pride. So why? because Mr. Ameduse was able to meet up to 125% of his personal responsibility and his daily endeavor that have catapulted him to a level, and the community now what they do, they take ownership of his success. So what do we do, my people, if we really want to move this community forward? What do we do if we want to create this community and make entrepreneurship the catalyst of the community building? Okay, madam, thank you. I'm going to be ending soon. Thank you very much. I just saw the message now. I'm going to be winding down now. But if we want to make this community a catalyst, make business entrepreneurship a catalyst, we have to toll the route that Mr. TJ, Mother Sumbo, Sister Gloria has told, how to bite the bullet. It's lonely at the top. I hear when my brother spoke just now, he spoke about how it is, how tough it is, because it's lonely at the top. But many are called, just very few are choosing to carry out this operation. On this point, at this time, I know that Madam President and every other person may have one or two things to say. Before we go there, I want to open the channel for anybody to ask any question, any initiative, any contribution. Thank you.
Wow, that's really, really, really detailed and you know, very, very informative and eye-opening and you know, kind of reassuring or bringing to our remembrance what we need to do, why we need to, for those that are looking to start business or for those that are in business, the benefit of being in business and how to keep, you know, the customers or patronage going. So time is far past spent. I want to appreciate everybody for being here. Like I said, I know it's Sunday, having a workshop on a Sunday evening it's not that easy, especially during summer when people having different things or activities to do and go to. But that you are all here and that you spend the time being here and staying till the end. I really appreciate it from the depth of my heart. I thank you so much, Mr. DJ, for being here. We really appreciate it. We see the wonderful work that you are doing in the community. Keep on doing the wonderful work. And I want you back to NCA because we have to do something together. Once people like you that have the experience in the past, please come join us to rebuild NCA, to bring it to where it's supposed to be, and we're on the path where it's supposed to be going. Looking forward to seeing you at NCA meetings. Thank you, my able Vice President, Mr. Kenny Basbaye, for that great, you know, presentation. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And I will not end without giving my able chair, you know, so that they will approve me tomorrow again for another workshop. I'm just joking. But I want the board chair to do the final closing and also end us, you know, giving him the honor to do that. Mr. Chair, sir, are you still there? I see you are still there. Mr. Chair, Mr. Sani, are you there? Oh, he's shows.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So I said I will not end the meeting without giving you the opportunity to speak. They said somebody that is your back, like your backbone. You cannot, you know, do something without, you know, recognizing that backbone, or else it's going to break. It's going to break. So I want to give our board chair the opportunity to say something and end us in a prayer. Thank you, my able, you know, executives for being here, all of you. Udo, thank you for your support. Mr. Board Chair, take it over, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, the president, the vice president, everyone on this platform right now. And I also want to thank Mr. Jabo. He's been a very, very important member of NCA, and I'm sure he's going to return in a big way. I'm speaking on his behalf now. So, Mr. Jaboro, thank you so much. I believe this particular topic you guys presented today is very, very important. The only thing I will also ask for you guys that are experienced is to create that avenue where people can come in contact with help when it comes to establishing and sustaining businesses. When we look around us, so many businesses are folded up. Even the good ones that have been in business for 50 years or more than that, they could not, the economy couldn't sustain them. So I want all of us to patronize Nigeria, patronize Nigerian businesses, patronize our brothers and sisters, and of course, we will also be looking for a way to make NCA greater. Thank you, Madam President. Do you want me to say the closing prayer?
Unmute, yes. Go ahead, sir. I also want to thank Benjamin. Benjamin is like a son, and he reached out and he's here all through. He has been here. Thank you, Benjamin, for being here.
Thank you, Mommy. Thank you.
Yes, welcome. Go ahead, sir.
In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Everlasting Lord, we thank you for today. We glorify you. We acknowledge you for who you are, for what you've done. Father, Lord, we started this seminar. You made the presenters give us all the relevant and good information. Father, as we'll be using this information to prosper our community, Father, come and help us. Father, as we look forward to you, Father, we are going to another week. Let it be another gameful week for us. Father, we thank you all the blessings in the week. Father, give it to us. Father, in Jesus' mighty name, protect us, protect our family, protect our businesses, so that at the end we shall give glory, honor, adoration unto thy holy name. For in Jesus' mighty name we have prayed.
Amen. Amen. Thank you all. Have a blessed week. We really appreciate your being here. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. God bless. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.